Okay, everybody hear me now? Give me a thumbs up. So what happens when you hit the mute button? Sorry about that. Just having a conversation before that. Trust me, you guys didn't want to hear. Okay, so you got to go out and find your instant ARV. How do you do that? Just go over to Zillow. Once you have that number, I want you to go hand pick 5 comps. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to lose the high and you're going to lose the low one. Next step, everybody can hear me. Awesome. The next step is you are going to calculate per square foot what the retail number is for that property. Now, once you have the square foot, I want you to take it and I want you to multiply it by 72456. Then I want you to multiply it by pi 3.14. And then I want you to add in your wholesale fee. And then I want you to take this board and I just want you to shove it over. Oh boy, that didn't go well. That's ridiculous. Who's doing crap like this? Guys, I am not going to teach you how to screw up your wholesale business. Please erase what I just put in your memory because this is what I see you guys doing all the time. You're trying to do all these calculations and these formulas, and you're making it so complex. And I'm here to tell you, don't make me throw this marker at you because I will, is you guys are spending way too much time comping. And I know why, because I used to be in comp hell. If you're there, I want you to understand. So what you have to do, and especially if you're starting out in wholesaling, is you have to put all your effort towards marketing and locating motivated sellers and figuring how to connect with them with rapport. That is your highest and best skill set. You are not, I may promise you, you will not make one nickel trying to get the perfect comp. In fact, you just need a rough estimate, period. Guys, you overcomp, you spend way too much time doing it. And today I'm going to show you an easy fix for it. It's actually super simple. I'm going to give you 2 simple ways to stay out of comp hell. So if you're in comp hell, raise your hand. We want to fix it. Maybe we can hop on the live today and help you out with it. And maybe we can comp an address together. I never, ever claim to be the best comper. Who's ever the best comper, 9 times out of 10, they got their real estate license. Don't believe me? Just go out and ask. So guys, make sure you use a comment. You got a question, ask it. Let's jump in. Let's make this interactive. Is comping important? Yes. You can't ignore it. I'm not telling you to do that. But as a wholesaler, the last thing you're ever going to do is get a perfect comp. We just need an idea what the property's worth right now so we can make an offer. Comping was originally designed by realtors. And the purpose of a realtor is pretty much the opposite of a wholesaler. They want to get the maximum number. And you know how you get someone to sign a listing? Basically overstate the value of the house, which is done on a daily basis. That's why most MLSs are sold at a 3 to 8% discount, probably closer to 5%, depending on what market you're. Why? Because they want to overshoot, because this is the game of real estate. So if realtors do it, why do you think you shouldn't do it as a wholesaler? Oh, because you're scared? No, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to easily come up with the numbers. So comping sucks. And I'm going to share a couple little insights before I get into it. Now, I'm here to tell you, do you suffer from comping fatigue? Meaning you spend so much time. This sounds like a legal commercial. Have you been to Camp David or like whatever it is they do? But I'm just telling you, most of you guys suffer from chronic comping fatigue. And I'm telling you, the more time you spend comping, the worse of a wholesaler you'll be, because the art of comping is to what? You get the true value of what the property will trade for today. Who's in charge of that, you think, in the end? It's the buyer. So go spend your time with the buyer, because most of the time realtors are just guessing and looking at similar like properties that are ready to go. We don't do that. In fact, I'm here to tell you, do you suffer from comping fatigue? Do you pre-comp every property before you go and seek it? I know why you do it. You guys know why you do that? is because you want to predetermine the outcome. If you pre-comp every property before you even talk to the seller, that's not wholesaling. In fact, if you do that, either listen to today's live stream or just go get your real estate license and go list properties. Realtors try to get it perfect. Wholesalers will never get it perfect. Why? Because we're buying at deep discounts. We don't care. Anything that we get above, like our price, is just icing on the cake. So if you're tired of acting like a realtor, today's live stream is for you because that's how most of them go. And it just drives me nuts. So before we comp, I said here, before you do the pre-comp, focus on your seller first, period. In fact, wholesaling, the real estate is nothing more than the math problem. The real problem we're solving, the real solution is helping the seller through their problem of real estate. Either they're behind on payments or they have deferred maintenance, on how they can get out of that house and just take what they can. That's what most people do. But so many people want to mix wholesaling up with like being a realtor, and it has nothing to do with it. The way I talk to motivated sellers and the way I deal with a property on MLS are literally night and day. Your relationship when you talk to a motivated seller is direct to the seller and you develop a relationship. If I'm going to go to MLS, I have to develop a relationship with the realtor, which is a whole nother ball of wax. I don't teach that. Why? Because very few times do I work with realtors. Realtors help sell my properties. I own a real estate company with agents in it, but it's completely different. I mean, it's like night and day from wholesaling. But so many of you guys are influenced by people with a real estate license, it gets a little crazy. So we're only going to comp after we identify the motivation. This is the Bible rule right here. If you do not get this, shut off the video. Because you guys, every time you get a lead, especially when you start on wholesaling, you want to comp everything. In fact, you overcomp. The reason you overcomp is because you're uncomfortable and you're scared. That's fine. The first part of it is recognizing it. Once you do that, you understand if I have 10 leads, guys, one or two might be worth working with. So why should I spend, let's face it, some of you guys spend like 20 minutes. If I have 10 leads at 20 minutes, that's basically roughly almost 2.5 hours of comping. What if I just took one or two of those leads, maybe even three? And even if you spent 10 minutes, that's less than 30 minutes. Do you see how much time you guys can waste? And if you want to be busy, I promise you, you'll be broke because you can comp till you turn blue. I don't care how long you do it. Your wholesale deal is not going to get better. In fact, I'm going to give you a statement. The longer you comp, the worse your wholesale deal is. How do I know this? Because there's an exact inverse relationship. And since I destroyed my whiteboard and I don't want to leave the camera to pick it back up, which I didn't mean to. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, that's a problem. Zach's going to be pissed. But I'm here to tell you there is a relationship. So if you figure price is on this axis and time's on this, or I'm on the camera, I'm the opposite way here, is the longer you take to comp a property, there is a direct correlation, meaning you will pay more for it. So the less time you comp, the lower you're typically going to make your offer. But if you wind up comping a property for 30 minutes, you want to know the real reason why you're comping so much? Anybody want to let me know in the comments? Why do people overcomp properties other than being scared and uncomfortable? I love it. I do. I'm an 80s child. So why do you think people, don't tell Zach about the whiteboard, please. Why do you think people overcomp properties in wholesaling, especially in the beginning? Fear is a big part of it. Boy. So this is, DeAndre's right on with that one. And then the next one is, they don't want the best deal. You're actually getting the worst deal. To make the numbers work. Here comes a real truth one. Jonathan puts in here, justifying overpaying. It's exactly right. See, because when you go out to seek a number, what you're trying to do is find what number's inside that seller's head. It's never going to happen. In fact, you want to get a yes, and you're so scared you don't get the yes that you keep creeping your offer to try to induce the seller to say yes. But the problem is your yes is going to turn into a crap load of no's. And I'm telling you, the longer you comp, the more you're going to pay. Why? Because the reality is, if you give the brain a mission to seek a number, say your seller wants 200 and you're trying to guess, say the property's worth around 200, it's a little rough. And then your brain comes up with a number you think the seller's going to accept. So you come up with like 174. Guess what? I have no idea if that number is going to stick. But why do you guys need the perfect comp? You don't. You just need a rough number, and you have to understand that, because if you keep trying to get into your seller's head, it's never going to work. So let me get back here. So here's my last statement, and then we're going to go in and show you how to do it, because we got to take action on here. I already said that one. Comps alone will not convince your seller. If you are debating with your seller based on comps, welcome to being a realtor. I've never convinced a seller just based on comps. Now, a buyer, completely different story. Sellers don't care. They don't understand the market. And I'm looking for a motivated seller that just wants to get rid of a problem and move on, but they want a fair offer. I'm okay with that. Here's the challenge, guys. If you're going to print up like a bunch of comps, whatever it is, and you're just going to go, here, seller, look, I know you said 200, but it says 172.5. Transactional. You're nothing more than a transactional person. That's what realtors do. Why on hell do you think you can do it as a wholesaler? In fact, I steer away from comps. Comps I use as a guide to make sure I have the right offer and I can get the buyers. But honestly, I always know where my comp is because it's quick, but I do not go into the weeds with the sellers. Occasionally you do, but for the most part, it doesn't work out for you. If your sole position is to convince the seller based on the comps, go get your real estate license, because that is transactional. It is not conversational. Are comps important? Absolutely. And listen, if the comps show the property is worth 250 and the seller wants 400, you can show them all the comps you want. You're not going to walk them off the ledge. And I don't even spend time doing that. If realtors want to do that, they can knock themselves out. I focus on the seller's problem and how I can solve it by buying their property. If I can't, I just move on. I am not going to sit there and waste time on comps. Comps only work when you do not do relationship wholesaling, period. Because it's strictly about the number and nothing else. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people reject my offers. I'm not telling you I don't have a magic formula, but this statement right here, 22 years, I've never completely convinced a motivated seller to sell me their property because the comps say this. Can you gently guide them? Yeah. But for the most part, there is no magic secret words, no magic sauce, nothing that convinces a seller to sell you at a deep discount. Either the situation's right and they're confident in the solution you've offered and you project professionalism, or sometimes the number's so far off, there's nothing you can do. And that's why I don't waste time on like showing comps. Honestly, realtors don't have a great success with it either. So I'm telling you, you can do it as a reference. I'm not saying ignore comps, the farthest thing from it. I just don't waste time. If a property's worth 250 and they want 450, I just don't spend a lot of energy on that property. Unless I know the property's beat up, it's vacant or something like that. If the property's motivated, I'm going to go all in. If the property's not motivated, I just might put them in a follow-up sequence and I'm not going to spend energy on it. So if we know comps alone will not convince a seller, you've got to understand, do not sit there and print comp reports. I don't use them for the seller unless you have to get in the weeds on a particular type of seller. But okay. And that's what we want to do. So let's do this. Let's jump in and show you how to do it. So if I'm going to give you a simple way, and I'm telling you, comping, it should not be your strength in wholesaling. If it is, you'll make a really good realtor and they would love to take your money from you. But I don't do that. Why? Here's the reality, guys. If a property's worth 250 the way it sits and it is, and I want to buy it as an investor, I have to buy it for a deep discount. The only way I'm going to do that is strike up a conversation and develop a relationship and see if I can solve their problem. If I can solve their problem, it's worth 250, which means I'm not going to sell it for 250. I have to sell it to another cash buyer in my contract and give them a deal on it. I'm going to have to sell it way below it. So if you guys try to offer it at like 229.5 or 235.6, you're just going to get a crap load of no's. You got a yes, but you're going to get a no. And if you get that, where are you going to go? So if I know a property is worth 250, just start way below. Why? You're going to get rejected on your first offer. Do you know 95% of all wholesale offers are rejected on the first try? So if you know it, go in with a strategy. The worst thing you can do is go, you take 220? No. You take 230? No. You take 232? No. That's a purely transactional wholesaler. It means they are only interested in your price and nothing else. And if that's it, you might as well go to an online auction. So if we know that, let's jump into it. And let me do a screen share here. Let me figure out how to do this. You guys know my technology. So how do we get this calculator? Let me show you a simple online calculator. So if you guys go to freewholesaling.com, by the way, the largest wholesaling group, honestly, the largest real estate investing group on the internet, hands down. So I think we're around almost 13,500, 14,000. I got 104 online right now. So here's all you need to do is just go over to, by the way, check this all out. By the way, this is 100% free. You can get access to everything. And if you go into the classroom, we teach you each one of these. By the way, there's plenty of people that will sell you this stuff. I just give it to you. Look at it. Look at this. You want to learn probates? The whole thing's right here. There was a person that bought this program a long time ago when I was young, and he was charging $500 a pop. I don't charge a dime for it. Why? Because I need you guys to be successful in wholesaling so we can do deals together. So if you go down to ARVs, which what we're talking about today, and if you look in this, how to find the offer price, repair cost, ARVs, everything. And then if we go down to this, I'm going to show you how to do a simple AI offer. So just click on that link and you'll see here. Now, what we need to do is we need to find an address. So let me hop out of here and grab an address real quick. I got so many screens up sometimes. Okay, hang with me. And let's find, where do you guys want to pick a property out? Who in the comments, if you guys want to put in an address, maybe something you're working on, please don't give away your private leads. But if you have one, you'll work with you. I'll give you like a minute. If not, I will stick one in there. I get tired of doing my own markets after a while. If you have an address you want me to help you comp real quick, I'll show you the fast way to do it. Like lightning fast. I used to say 10 minutes up to 5 years ago. And the last year I've cut it down to 5 minutes. Let's see if we can knock it down to 60 seconds. So I got cities here, guys. Okay, here we go. Raquel's got an address. Okay. Let me write this down. 3, 5. So we're going to do it in Chicago. So I've never comped in Chicago. Yeah, I have comped there before. 98th Street. I don't know if we can do it without a zip, but we'll find out. Okay. So let me start off in here. And let's just make sure this address exists. 1, 2, 3, 5. And I'm going to show you 2 of the easiest ways to comp anything without any stress, even if you have zero experience. Southwest 98th. We might 1, 2, 3, 5. It's not coming up. 1, 2, 3, 5 Southwest 98th Street. Let's see if I'm missing something here. Chicago, Southwest. Hold on. I don't want to take it away from Raquel. She was the first one up. You guys are putting 3 million addresses. Hold on for a second, okay? Oh, west. Duh. Okay. Okay. I got it. Perfect. Let's see. Okay. So let me go back in here and let me go under my repair calculator. And I should. Hold on, guys. Okay. So I'm going to click this button and you should see on your screen AI repair cost. And of course, it's not in there. So let me switch because every time I open a window, I've got to click. I got a lot of windows open here, and that's, let's see here. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Perfect. So here's what I'm going to do is based on this property. The first thing I like to do is you can go over to Zillow and just one of the ways to do it, which helps you out a lot, is sticking the address. So I'm going to do Zillow real quick while we wait. So let's see, 1235 West 98th. Okay. 1838 is the square feet. So I'm simply going to go over to this. And the first one at 1838. There's 5 seconds gone. Let's just say it doesn't need a new roof. We try to pick the big items. Say that the kitchen does need updates and say we need new flooring. And let's just say we have to renovate one of the bathrooms. And we'll renovate one of the bedrooms, usually the master. And then what you got to do is just, if you go up there, is you can copy the Zillow link in there and it just makes it really easy. So I'm going to put the Zillow link in there. Does have foundation, no foundation issues. So guys, this is just a shoot over the bow. Okay. So it's going to generate a summary. Check this out. Right there, the red box comes up and it says a prompt to give to AI. All you got to do is highlight it and copy it. Everybody with me so far? Everybody hear me? This is it. We're using AI to be advantaged. The beauty of AI is it'll get pricing in your local market for repairs like flooring, roof, and stuff like that. Is it perfect? It's far from perfect. But if you want a simple, and to me, this is the most advanced like way to do a comp. I'm even going to show you an easier way. So now that I have that, I am going to, now I got to jump in another screen. And we are going to go in. Now, you can use whatever you want for AI. You can use Chat GPT, all this. I tell you, dude, I don't know how long DeepSeek's going to be around. I got a feeling they're going to have issues. DeepSeek by far is the most thorough because it's going to tell you what it's thinking. So all I'm going to do is paste this in there. And then I'm going to hit the little blue arrow. Now, you see this thinking? I can do this in Chat GPT. I just, not that I want to promote this site, but like it's pretty insane. It tells you what it's thinking and how it's calculating everything. I've never seen another AI do this. And if you want to get as much as you want into the weeds, I don't. I just want to spit out a number. So based on the information I told it there, it's going to keep working through there. It looks like it's writing you a book, but it's pretty crazy. So now it's going to be in the bold. It's going to give you a summary of what it thinks the repairs are. So they're telling you the repairs would be between 38 and 60. And I'm here to tell you, oh boy. Which one? Cameron. No. Okay. So the repair is, I'm just going to put like 45 as a number on that. And it just came up. This is an advanced way to do it. Keep in mind, it keeps in mind the local cost. That's what I do like about it. Now, You can do all this inside of X leads on that. But now we have the numbers. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back here. Don't worry. I'm going to make it easier and easier as I do these. I'm going to stop this screen. And now I'm going to share. And we're going to go back to our. So now that I know that, I'm just going to put in the after repaired value around 40. Let's just do 45. Oh, wait a minute. Duh. I'm going to put it in at 45,000 and Zillow pop this baby up. We just take their number 224. Let's do 225, a nice even number. And that's it right there. So your maximum allowed offer, which is what you all like factor everything, is 153. Your LAO, which is the least allowable offer, is 107.1. Simple. It's not, but like guys, I'm just telling you, if the property's worth 2.25, stop trying to make that perfect offer. In fact, let me get back on the screen here. Who cares? Do you want to pay retail for the property? Then sit there and do the comp till you turn blue. I'm just telling you, comps are important. I'm not telling you to ignore them, but buy the property cheap enough to where you don't have to justify a comp. So the problem is if you offer to pay like 155 for the property, you're going to be comping for hours because you're going to have a hard time. And you're going to go out, and if you tell your mind to find a comp for 155 in a property in that condition, you'll eventually find one. The problem is you don't know the story behind it. Now, I don't want to talk to realtors, do all that stuff. This is why I'm going to make an offer probably starting around 105 to 110,000. Guess what? I already know what the seller's going to say to me. If you're so scared, get out of the business. I don't know what to tell you. Be transactional or be a conversational wholesaler. I promise you the conversational wholesaler will hit it out of the park. The transaction, they'll seem busy. They do a lot of deals, but they have to attract the seller based on price alone. I'm not a guy who pays top dollar. In fact, if you pay top dollar, you're not a very good wholesaler. In fact, you're just a fix and flipper, in my opinion. So if we understand that and we know that, we have to know how to make the offer. So if you guys want, you can go inside of, just go to freewholesaling.com, register in our school community, the largest of them all. There's a reason for it, guys. There's a reason why people work with me and Zach, because we actually wholesale this business and we know how to make offers. I love when people kind of make fun of us. It's because you don't understand. Like, I get it. If you skip the fundamentals of wholesaling and you don't want to do the marketing part, go for it. Just tell me how long it lasts. Tell me how long you can get other people to keep feeding you leads, because you are completely in their power. And I don't know about you, but I don't let anybody take control of my business other than me. Can you get deals from pay-per-click, pay-per-lead? Really? Yes. But in the beginning, most likely, you don't have a lot of money. You're going to have to go out and cultivate your own leads, and you'll have to work with it. Now, let's go one more way. And then what we are going to do is we are going to do some lives, because I haven't done them on here in a while. And I'm going to go ahead and post it on first come, first serve. If you need help with something, you want to talk about wholesaling, I've already posted it in the comments. So go ahead and put that on there. Now, let me show you the easiest and simple ways. So if you don't have a software or anything like that, honestly, you can use exactly what I just showed you. Just go over to freewholesaling.com. All you have to do is register, no credit card. I know it's shocking. That means that give our stuff away for free. And I don't sell any type of course. There's a reason for it. And you know what? When people do different than what the market's doing, you should pay attention, because this is how innovators actually help people out and grow the business. If we all do the same old tired thing forever, eventually someone's got to break it. I already know me and Zach broke it. I just saw today, like, I think it was 2 other people literally copying exactly what we do. And like, I don't care, but it is what it is. But the problem is, if you've charged a bunch of money for courses and stuff like that, and now you want to like make it free, you guys are welcome, because that's all from me and Zach. They wouldn't do it if we didn't do this. So take advantage of it's there. It's great. Yeah, you can use DeepSeek, you can use AI, you can use Gemini. I don't have a dog in any of those fights. I don't think DeepSeek will last, but it's pretty cool. It's very, very simple on how to do it and make it work. So let's jump on here and do. Let me show you inside of X Leads real quick. And let me pop up the screen here. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. So this is the property I looked up for Raquel. Raquel, I apologize if I butchered your name. I'm not the best with it. And this is it. So if we look, guys, remember, X Leads has unlimited skip tracing, get 15,000 leads, even with the basic account. You can import, you can export. There's no limitations. There's no other software that's going to give you what we provide you. Hopefully we can get others to change. But here's the reality. I want to cover this up because I don't want the video to get shut down. And then you can see that this property is an expired listing. I don't put a lot of weight in that. There's a lot of wholesalers that think that's the golden veil. It's not. I'm just telling you, expired listings means you overpriced it and nobody wants it. And someone's going to have to take a truth serum. So here's all I do, guys. Say I have the seller on the phone. And by the way, I already have their name. It's Linford and Thomas. And I get them on the phone. I have their phone number. I have their email. Boom. Here's the retail. What did I tell you? Zillow has it at 224, I think 5. X Leads has it at 225,863. Now I'm just here to tell you, you can sit here and run. I love when people run analysis against like X Leads. Everybody does it a little bit different because let's face it, a lot of this stuff is proprietary and you can't just sit there and copy and hack into other people's stuff. And if you do, you're going to have problems. So since we have our own formulas, the retail is nothing more than the ARV. Does everybody understand that? And then over here, we have a wholesale number. That is a target you should shoot for. If you get near this number, in my opinion, like 155 or below, it's perfect. So remember back when we did our ARV, which let me just remind you real quick. Let me go here. I'm getting you guys. Hold on. If we go back to let me see if this is it. Everybody see the screen? And by the way, I picked this property randomly. I didn't pre-do this just to show you the value of how you need to comp. So if you look on this comp, the range is 107 to 155. Now, if we jump back to X Leads, the easiest way, in my opinion, to do it is just jump into X Leads because we've reversed hacked this and figured out how to do it. I'm talking to the sellers 225. The seller goes, I need 480. Guess what? Hey, let me know if anything changes. We'll follow up in like a month or 2, 3 months. I don't spend time. You can show them all the comps you want. That's not a motivated seller and you're wasting your time. Remember, focus on the seller and not the property at first. Because if the seller does not have a motivation to get rid of the problem, the odds of you getting a deep discounted property is usually a waste of time. Let's face it, perfect properties go to realtors and they go on the MLS. So we have the rental rates. Not that I overly care about this occasionally, but I have a wholesale number. And I told you the other one, 155 is your max. That's why we want you to make a lower offer on it. So if I want to end up at 145 to say 160, you have to make a lower offer. But you guys are all trying to get the perfect offer and it becomes really problematic. And I'm just telling you, every time I talk to a seller, this is all I do. I know the instant ARV. And by the way, you can do it right there on your phone on the X Leads app. And then I have a wholesale number and I got a retail number. And if I don't have a spread, then your job is to verify the repairs and all that other fun stuff. Most likely, if it's got a spread, you put it under contract, you do your due diligence, and you find a cash buyer to take over your contract. That's it, guys. It's not complicated. And the whole purpose of X Leads, back in the day when I actually had to go sit in a realtor's office. It would literally take me 50 minutes to get the one comp. And I remember, can you comp this? Can you comp that? I remember just the deep eye roll, the sigh. It's like, oh, like Rick, that's a lot of work. I need something in exchange from you to do all this. They were looking for listings. And I had to give up listings just to make that work. And if you understand that, you guys just need to get clarity. You will not be paid proportionally on how well you comp. In fact, the more you comp, the worse your deal is going to get. Keep in mind, I'm not telling you not to comp. Someone's going to take me out of context here. I'm telling you to comp quickly because your first comp, is usually the right one. And what I find is the longer we comp, the more we try to seek and justify our overpricing. And it's your old personality because you didn't kill the old part of yourself trying to do old things in the new wholesaler's body, and it's never going to work. Sometimes the value just hits you in the face. If the property is worth 225 and they need 280, you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot, and shoving comps in their face is not going to it usually doesn't go well. And so we need to spend time with those people. The whole purpose of today is to show you how to comp easily, swiftly, and quickly. So let me do this one more time, and then I promise I stop and we'll jump on and help people. If you guys just go into XLeads, to me, this is one of the most important features of the software. ARV, wholesale number. Why? I don't have time to waste time. In the beginning, you need to spend all your energy chasing down government lists, driving for dollars, reverse driving for dollars, doing your networking, and finding motivated sellers. I never, ever told you to spend hours and weeks on end comping everything. And if I get 100 leads and I get 5 people want to talk to me, I'm just going to go, okay, 225. Let's see where they wind up. I'm going to target like 145 to 155. Boom. If you get it like sub this, you just got to verify the repairs. And that's the catch with doing it virtual. We get deals under contract all the time. We find out it's got $70,000, $80,000 repairs, and the seller didn't really share that with us. And if you know that going into it, you can easily beat those up. So I think that's it on comping. Let me see what else I had on here. I had some other things. Actually, I should put up my my lawyer. If you're suffering from comp fatigue, this is the video for you. So guys, I'm just telling you, comping, honestly, there is like the more time you do it, the better. I get it. All real estate's local, and I get it. Like in Florida, once you know the particulars in the neighborhood, people prefer concrete block homes called CBS. Why? Because everybody's freaked out about a hurricane. It's kind of funny when people say it because your entire roof is constructed of wood. The trusses, the boards, everything. The frame around your windows wood. A lot of people don't understand there's still 50% of the house is almost made up of wood. But see, concrete block homes get on average 12 to 15% more than a wood frame home. And then I could go in when you guys have basements, how they do the pipes, all that stuff. Like a pool in Florida, there's a set value it adds, and that's it. A bathroom, just a guest bath, there's a number. On a master bath, there's a number, and you can easily add it up. Now, inside XLeads, if you want to get like granular into detail to help out maybe one of your cash buyers, there is an analyzing tool, and it is based on the zip code you're at, and you can do that. I don't want you spending that much time. If you have to spend that much time convincing, usually when I have cash buyers, they are looking at their own set of comps and their own repair estimates. And no matter what I give them, they're going to come to the conclusion of their number. Now, that doesn't excuse you from not knowing what the repairs need to be. And by the way, repairs, same thing. You just got to get an estimate. You'll never get it perfect. So if you deem it 50 grand, just try to. So if a cash buyer comes in and goes, there's 100 grand with the damage, you go, listen, I went through my contractor and priced it, or maybe you just even did it online, and I couldn't come up more than like 50, 55. And most of the time, the deep repairs that cash buyers give you, they're trying to take advantage of you. And so you want to know how to do that. So I've shown you how to go into AI, how you can do it. Now we're going to be building a lot of these features inside of XLeads, which is going to be really cool. So if you hang out with it, we'll have more features. But now you have the ability to pull up the comp. You have the CRM built in. You have the Go High Level built in there. It's all free in your XLeads account. And then keep in mind, you can do full dispo, absolutely everything. And then you get unlimited skip tracing. You get their email, and then you can just go crazy with this thing. So this is why I love it. But there's one simple tool, comping. I have to do this about twice a year and then show you guys, hey, do not be the overcomper. It's like you're overcompensating for something, and we shouldn't make it happen like that. So if you understand that, you get it. So what I want to do is answer some questions. We'll take some lives. We're wide open to talk about whatever we want today. Awesome. Okay. So you guys enjoyed the 26 page guide that we did. Raquel,